Attention all you muggles out there. It's hard to believe, but it's been 8 years since the last Harry Potter book.
Well, since then, J.K. Rowling has focused on writing for adults, but will she ever write for kids again? Matt sat down with her for an exclusive interview to talk about that and the charity she's now devoting most of her time to.
So you've been away from a camera basically for a couple of years, which leads me to believe you have been busy finishing the next installment of Harry Potter.
Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't. But even as I answer that, I know that someone's cutting this on YouTube to make it look as though I gave you hope. Yeah. So I'm afraid I haven't been writing
There's no hope?
Harry Potter. Well, I keep saying that I feel I wrapped Harry's story up. And you got to know when to stop shaking.
My kids would beg to differ.
Look, I have always said never say never. Well, not never say never. I've always said I'm not going to say I definitely won't, because I don't see why I should say that. But I think Harry Potter 8, as in what happened next to Harry, Ron and Hermione, I don't think that's going to happen.
See, now I heard that answer and I thought there's hope.
There's hope, yeah. Right. So you're not saying no.
Exactly.
In all reality, J.K. Rowling most likely has been too busy to write an 8th book for the Harry Potter series, one of the best-selling book series in history. She's focusing her attention and fortune, a fortune once estimated to be worth $1 billion, on helping the 8 million children living in orphanages and institutions around the world through her charity, Lumos.
Take me back to the trigger. What caused you to go in this direction?
The trigger was a single photograph in a newspaper. I came across a photograph of a small boy who appeared to be caged. And he was screaming through what appeared to be wire. And the image was so disturbing, I wanted to turn the page. In fact, I half turned the page and then I felt very ashamed of myself, and I thought, no, if it's as bad as it looks, you have to do something about it.
Happiness can be found in the darkest places if one only remembers to turn on the light.
Lumos, let's remind people.
Right, so Lumos, for those who don't know, is a spell I created in the Harry Potter books. It's a light-bringing spell.
Was that the mission statement? Was that to shed light on a dark place?
Very much so, exactly right, so that it's twofold. First of all, bring the problem to light. We are literally trying to show the world what these institutions do to children. We know that it profoundly harms emotional, physical, psychological development. So we need to shine a light on the problem, but there's also the image of bringing light in darkness. So obviously we are looking to help these children and greatly improve their lives.
And I know one of the goals of Lumos is to educate people, dispel some myths, and also tell them about some things that are true. For example, we hear the term orphanages.
Exactly. This is such an important point. Absolutely.
Many of those kids are not orphans.
80%. 80% of the 8 million children living in institutions globally have either a living parent who would like to care for them or immediate families.
Well,
so
let's stop it. Would like to care for them, but at some point felt
they
that they
ran
were
out of
helpless.
options. They ran out of options. So the single largest driver into institutions is poverty. So if you're literally faced with a situation where you're being told, well, your child can starve, or we'll put it in the institution and it will be fed, what are you going to choose? You want your child to live, right?
Is the goal, though, Joe, to eliminate all orphanages?
Yes, that's the goal, absolutely.
But don't you have to be careful? Aren't there some institutions that are providing enormously important services for children in need?
The evidence is that we can give better care within the family. We can have health visitors and social workers, community workers, and these buildings themselves can be repurposed to provide the same care, but the child remains with the parent in the family.
When you deal with information like this, and it weighs on you very heavily, I can see it does. I don't want to put you on the couch here. I'm not trying to analyze you, but is it one of the reasons that when you were finished with Harry, you went to adult books? Because is it simply too hard, the dichotomy of writing children's fantasies while you're dealing with these children's tragedies in parts of the world?
No, it's not. I've never shied away in my writing for children or in my writing for adults with dealing with the darker side of life. I definitely will write for children again because I love writing for kids, so that will definitely happen, and that will sit comfortably alongside this work, and maybe I'll get to read that new work to some of these children, you know.
Is it fair to say that you would be as proud, if not more proud, to have this as a major part of your legacy as you would?
No question.
With what you've done with children's literature?
No question at all. I mean, it's real living, breathing children. You know, that's the thing I keep going back to, Matt. This is a solvable problem. So many problems in the world. It's kind of open-ended. We hope we'll do some good. We hope we'll find the cure. We hope we'll find the solution. We know what the solution is here. We can make this happen. That's not to say it's easy, but if the will is there, globally, we can change this.
You just have to love someone with that much influence and that big a megaphone using it for such good.
Absolutely. And the story about her almost turning the page, but then saying no. How many of us have had that experience? Yes, very inspiring. By the way, she was here in New York for the U.S. launch of Lumos. And Matt's going to have a lot more of this exclusive interview on Monday. Rowling's going to open up about the Harry Potter character she recently had a disturbing dream about and the lessons that she has learned from failure.
Didn't sound like we were getting another book out of her.
Really? That's what I took away. We're getting a book.
You got a book? Okay.
The adult series has done well for her. So.
Fascinating. More of that on Monday with Matt.
Now more of our rare and revealing interview with Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling. We caught up with her here in New York as she launched the U.S. chapter of Lumos, her charity dedicated to reuniting children living in orphanages with family members. We spoke about that on Friday, as well as the chances of another Harry Potter book. And Rowling had more to say about her popular series, A Big Birthday, and more. I want to flatter you in a way that you've been flattered, I would imagine, thousands of times, and tell you that as a parent of 3 kids, you have helped them love reading.
Well, I never get bored of hearing that. That's the best.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a wonderful thing to hear.
Is that something that you're enormously proud of?
Of course. I really... It's funny that people so often say to me, you must be bored of hearing this. And you think, really? Why would I be bored of hearing that? There are things I am bored of hearing, but it's certainly not. I really love your work, and you taught my children to love books. What's better? That's an incredible thing to hear.
Having spent so much time writing Harry, do you find yourself daydreaming about him still? Or is he gone from your consciousness for now?
No, he's not gone. Funnily enough, just 3 nights ago, I dreamt about Dumbledore. I hadn't done that in ages, but they're
my kid does all the time, but probably for different reasons. Yeah.
No, yeah, I dreamt. I met Dumbledore 3 nights ago. I didn't often dream about it. When I was writing it, I think it was so in my conscious mind that at night I didn't need to. But I've had a few dreams since I stopped writing. It seems to be living at the back of my brain again.
I want to ask you about this speech you gave several years ago at Harvard.
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh gosh, yes.
Well, yeah.
It was intimidating.
Yeah.
Right. You spoke about something in that speech that touched a nerve with a lot of people in a good way.
Failure.
Some failure in life is inevitable.
Yeah, you talked about failure. Why do you think it struck such a chord?
I don't think we talk about it enough. I don't think we talk about failure enough. It would have really helped to have someone who had a measure of success come say to me, you will fail. That's inevitable. It's what you do with it. I really put my heart and soul into that because I took it seriously. I thought, you know, they've asked me, so I need to give an honest answer.
Last thing, a little birdie told me in doing my research that you have a big birthday coming up.
I do. Yeah,
how do you feel about that? What, do we want to say what birthday it is so people don't guess?
That would be amusing, wouldn't it, if everyone said
30?
70? that wouldn't make me very happy.
Yeah.
I will be 50 in July.
How do you feel about that?
Genuinely?
No, lie to me.
No, I really mean this. And I'm not trying to bring the mood down, I promise. But my mother died at 45. See, I've immediately brought the mood down. And I don't mean to do that, but from the heart, I mean this. You've got to celebrate every year you're here and in good health. And what's the alternative? What's the alternative to aging? It's checking out, and I'd rather still be here. I still have children to raise, I still have books to write. So genuinely, I will have a party with my friends. We'll have a great time. I'm looking forward to it.
You proud of yourself?
Sometimes I really irritate myself. I was proud of myself after delivering the Harvard address because it had frightened me so much. I'm normally proudest, to be very honest, I'm normally proudest of myself after I've done something that frightens me, because I believe in courage, and I think that it's the virtue that ensures all the others, as Winston Churchill said. And yeah, I normally feel proud of myself after I've done something frightening.
You're a delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
What a
really
pleasure.
enjoyed it.
Me too, Joe.
Thank you.
I didn't just say that. I'll be honest with you. She is delightful.
Yeah.
She really is.
The humility that she has, you want to be friends with her. That's what I felt like after watching her.
No question.
Wow.
The idea that she has inspired a generation to kickstart reading is just amazing.
And the charities and the rest.
Aging and saying, you know, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Got it.
That was great.
By the way, thank you. You can hear more from J.K. Rowling and learn more about that charity Lumos on our website, today.com.